Alright, so here we are.
Here we are.
I like this pointing the camera at you. You're great. Yeah. I used to do to my one friend that thought he was like a Romany. I would take the camera and then put it right in his face and like really like extreme close up right in his like eyeball or whatever, and get really good personality from him.
Well,
and like you're kind of like that too. If I could,
adopted,
like
right?
I could torture you.
He was adopted as a Romany.
Yeah.
I actually have Romany blood in me.
That he only found out, but he was raised. He was raised
See, now
gypsy,
that's
where
what
you
I'm
were
saying.
not.
I was not. No.
Yeah.
I
So
was
it's
not.
interesting.
Although my dad was pretty crazy. He would move us in the middle of school years. And, I mean, I was always having to readjust myself. So there may be something in the genetics, and there is also something in the breeding too. You know, that nature nurture thing.
Yeah.
So the way your friend was brought up, and he was brought up in that sort of like culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has a lot to do with it. It has a million.
He was like always like an outsider to his culture, where you were also have like a bit of an outsider of your extrovertism or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, sending it all love.
Yeah, I'm way too extroverted for my own good. I really am.
What was I gonna say?
I've tried all my life. I've tried to calm down. Doesn't work.
We went to the Everybody Gallery yesterday.
Where's that?
It's across from where Bicus was. Bicus is not there anymore.
No, they're up on Fort Lowell someplace.
Oh, really?
Actually, you know where they're near? They're actually near Gary's place.
Where Gary's place was?
Yes.
That's not Fort Lowell.
No, it's Grant and First or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where they are. They're closer to Grant and First.
Really? Wow. I wonder why they moved.
Oh, it's probably because I think they're putting the Aviation Parkway through there.
By the train? Wow.
It's a mess.
Oh yeah, that's right. I heard about that. I think they're just gonna. And just like,
I've
oh
seen the
my
plans. It
gosh,
looks insane.
that's horrible.
It looks crazy. They're going to be tearing out a lot of buildings.
They're trying to like get people to stay in Tucson a little bit more or something.
Or something.
Just,
They're trying to. What they're trying to do is they're trying to finish a project that was kind of goofy to begin with.
Where we got the grant.
Right. Well, a long time ago, they wanted to put a bypass in for Tucson, which went through the foothills. In other words, they were going to have, get this, it was called the Butterfield Project, I think.
The butterfly effect.
They were actually going to be putting, butterfly, pretty much. They were actually going to be putting like a bypass that went actually right down the middle of the river. They were actually going to put pedestals in the river, pylons in the river to divert traffic from I-10 across the city, but so where nobody was driving, whatever, it didn't work because the people in the foothills were all upset about that idea. They didn't want to. They didn't want to be the ones who had to deal with traffic. So what they did is they put in aviation, and aviation's on sort of right by the railroad tracks, so it follows the railroad tracks and it dumps out onto golf links. So supposedly, you can kind of go from one side of town to the other without getting much traffic. But you still dump out at the golf links, and that can be a real headache during rush hour. So they never really did what they were supposed to do. So now, I think what they want to do is aviation dumps out onto Broadway, right where we were that one day when you filmed me coming down.
So it's just a question.
What they want to do is they want to connect that and put it through that neighborhood where Bicus was and connect it to I-10. I know.
Yeah, let's see if I get my face for this, my reaction. No, it's more a little relaxed right here, my face.
What they want to, here, let me do it again. What they want to do is right where, see, there it is. Right where aviation dumps out onto Broadway, they want to connect it underneath the railroad tracks and connect it through that neighborhood, destroy a lot of buildings, so they can connect it to I-10, so you can go from one end of Tucson to the other. It's ridiculous, and the plans are pretty wild looking. You actually, it's not even a good thoroughfare because you have to stop. There's like a four-way stop, or it's kind of bizarre. But they're doing it only because they feel that they have to continue a thought. There you go.
Yeah.
The only thing they've done recently, the city has actually done some good things. I can't say they haven't. But recently, what they did was they actually made a nice bypass over on Kolb, where Kolb turns into Grant. But what they did was they cut through the old landfill, which, why not? And so they put a bridge over the landfill. It's beautiful. They did a really good job, and it has decreased a lot of traffic at, I think it's Tonka Verde and Kolb, yes. And so they made a bypass, and it has actually decreased traffic. And it's nice. The neighborhood was afraid that it was going to make it all nasty. It's over by Udall Park, over on the east side. It actually turned out pretty nicely. They actually put up walls, so there's sound walls and stuff, but it doesn't intrude on the neighborhood whatsoever. And it's nice because people can use that road now instead of having to go all the way around. And here's all this land that wasn't being used over the landfill, and the landfill is still active. So it's actually one of the few things they've done really well in this town. Aviation would have been fine, but it's hardly ever used. And they're just trying to finish a thought, and I'm not sure if that's going to be. You have to wait and see what it looks like when it's done. So.
Don't worry, Pete. I'm not gonna upload this video.
Huh?
This video is too depressing.
I know it is.
Yeah. If I upload it, then I'm just gonna make it private.
Oh, this one?
This is horrible. This is here. Let's see if I get my face again. See it?
Just
Yeah, that's it. It's the mild irritation
with nausea.
With nausea.
With nausea.
Yeah, it gets me in a couple places, like my ears,
Yes,
hearing it,
yes.
and my guts.
Right.
And then it's just like a blockage of my brain where it's just like it's just not flowing.
It's almost like a combination: earache, caffeine, nausea, and headache. Ooh, yeah. With sinuses.
Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah.
And then of course you have just the angst.
Yeah.
The soul being sort of stepped on with big fat stinky feet.
Yeah. I remember back when they got the grant, just like, and then people defending it. So, well, we got to do something with the money, and we can only do a couple things.
But they've done some good things. They redid Mountain Avenue to the point where bicycles, pedestrians, and cars. It's a very safe. They did Mountain Avenue from the river all the way to the school, to U of A.
Yeah.
They did a marvelous job. It's
I take it all the
beautiful.
time.
I worked on the job as a surveyor. They did a beautiful job. And then, like I said, the one they just recently did over by Kolb Road to go through the landfill, it's a beautiful job, and it reduces traffic, and it'll, in a sense, because it's reducing traffic and reducing snarl, it's reducing greenhouse gases. So they did a really nice job, and they've done some really good things.
What do you think about Grant making that idea?
I think they're going to have to, because Grant's a mess. Grant's a mess, and it's just that's going to take a long. Oh, look, there's a right there. Oh no, that's a female.
dick,
That's
not
a
a pussy.
male. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grant's going to be a mess. I don't know what else to say. It's already a mess.
It's already a mess.
And it's one of the busiest roads we have here in town besides Broadway.
Britney's dance beat for the PlayStation.
Who's Britney?
You know who Britney is?
Oh, Britney Spears?
Yeah.
Oh, is that Britney Spears?
Yeah.
They don't really have the reserves. I know a lot of
She's born on Mary's birthday. I give Mary a hard time about that all the time. Hey, you share a birthday with Britney Spears. She's like,
Don't you mean that Mary's born on Britney's birthday?
Yeah.
That'll make her really angry.
Yeah. It might make Britney angry because that'd make Britney about 60 plus years old, so that'd be good.
Send love to Mary and Britney
I've got
too.
growth.
What I think the plan is
I got a
to force
I have to shave.
Oh, look, I look like I have a turtle's neck. Look at all that. Look at that growth right there.
They're going to, hard back
Good
currencies,
stuff.
and that's going to destroy the job.
I wonder what that is. It's a muscle. I look like a turtle.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. It's not there. So if they're buying it up, they're trying to
There you go.
create like an illusion again that they actually have.